packed as fuck. And I remember seeing a girl, I don't know who she is till this day, but I always wonder, but I think it was a gray Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. She had like yellow brakes, but I was like, she's a badass. Like, I want to be her. Like, it was just so cool to see a female in the scene. And then it's all dominated by males. And I was like, one day, like, fuck this shitty ass car. Like, I know my shit ain't nothing, this little V6. So I really started working a lot. Like at the time, I was enrolled in college. I took a loan out, started opening credit cards, like very focused on my finance part because I wanted a Charger. Like I was like, oh my God, I want it. So I worked my way. Like I was working 2 jobs and then saved up for my down payment. Took a long time. And I was like, okay, I'm ready. So coming up towards, it's still COVID time. What is it? In May of 2021 is when I got the Hellcat. And I was like, okay, I'm popping out to the meets now, for real. Like, I'm about to show the fuck out. So there I go. I pop out. I was not scared. I know there was a lot of bad reputation at the time about the car already. Like, you got to be careful because things are happening to the people with these kind of cars. But I was like, nah, like, I'm good. I was carrying at the time. My stepdad was like, you're going to carry, I don't care, even if you're not 21. Like, you got to have some shit on you. So he's like, if you ever get caught with it, we're dealing with it later on. Like, you just got to.
Hey, the old saying is, I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Yep, that's true. That's facts. So, I mean, I had a good time. You know, a lot of people didn't know who I was. I'd pop out, and my car was really tinted, so they think I was a guy. So they'd be like, hey, rev that shit, bro. And I'm like, I'm a whole girl. I'm a whole girl, but okay. And then once, like, I would come out the car, everybody's like, oh, my God, this is yours, this is yours. I'm like, yeah, this is mine. Like, some people thought, like, nah, no way, this is your boyfriend's. I'm like, no, this is my shit for real. Like, I got rid of my V6. So that's when I started getting curious about wanting to do burnouts and, you know, how do you do donuts? I would watch Jensen. Hello, I'm Jensen. I was very inspired by his YouTube videos and his tutorials on how to do donuts. Till this day, I really don't got the hang of it, but I would hope in the future that I can get some more practice so we can really get the show going in the near future. So,
okay.
Yeah, for sure. So that happened. And then...
Hold on 1 second. So we kind of prematurely jumped into the podcast. She had the motherfucking shit popping off. She telling me the stories and shit. And I'm like, oh, man, fuck that. Hit record. So, yeah, it's your boy, The Hood Floors. You tuning in to the motherfucking Rollback Show. And we got one of the first females that was on the scene with a Hellcat in studio with us today. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hey everyone, my name's Elsy Garcia. A lot of you people know me on Instagram as LCXLZ. If you don't have me on Instagram, I highly recommend you follow me.
Facts. A baddie and a Hellcat at that.
Thank you.
Motherfucking, so how long you been on the scene? You say you been here since 2020?
Yeah, since 2020 when COVID first hit, and that was all there was to do on the weekend was hit downtown and follow all the cars to the next spot when White Castle was popping. Like, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Be out there, Burger King, all that.
It's crazy, right? Because my first experience with the takeovers in 2020 was on 87th, and I didn't know that they was going to a next location, so I didn't follow them, or I would have been in the scene that early too. I'm just like, shit. Well, time to go home.
A lot of us, I feel like we were just following the next car that we seen. Like, oh, you got a little sporty car or whatever, I'm going to follow you to wherever you're going because you must know where you're going. Because I didn't know. At the time, I was just like, I seen it on Facebook, and then next thing you know, I don't know what other location they're going to, but I see that they're all driving together as a group to the next spot. So I just tagged along, you know. And then when it was too hot, it was like, okay, it's time to go home. Like,
yeah.
So, for sure.
So So you never swung, you was never media, just straight spectator.
Just
Here
straight
for the
spectating.
love of the scene.
Yes. So I'd go with my girls, and we'd smoke up, we'd hotbox the car, we'd just chill, park up, drink a little, sip a little, get out the car. If it was nice, if it wasn't too cold, because at the time it was real cold until we got to the springtime. But yeah, we were just chilling, a little kickback at the meets. It was something chill that we got to do aside from partying. Like if we wanted to like take a break from partying every weekend, we were like, fuck it, let's just go to the meet. Like let's just do something laid back, and we're just together. Just cruise around. That was like my favorite thing to do, was be in the city. Like I'm not a city girl. I've always been a hood girl. I grew up out west, then moved to the burbs. But man, I love the city. That's how I got familiar with the city. Like I really didn't know my way around the city until I started doing like going to the meets, and just cruising around, getting to know everywhere, all the streets. So it was a nice experience for sure.
So how long have you been removed from the scene? Because I don't see you out much.
Oh, no. So after the whole incident with me getting shot, I kind of stopped because I'd seen a lot of like drama. I'd pop out here and there, but I was very scared because
That PTSD.
I didn't know. Yeah, that PTSD is real. Mm-hmm. It is real, 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 and it's fucked up. But I was just very nervous to be out. Anytime I drove my car, once it got fixed, I was like sweaty. Like I couldn't drive the car without my hands getting sweaty and holding the steering wheel. I was always like looking behind my back. I was like, I know they're still out there. They're out there. And I was like, if I go to a meet, like I feel like I'm putting myself in a vulnerable situation. Like, look, she's like, this person's back out again. Let's do it all over again. So I did pop out. I ended up meeting Demon Time O. And SRT World, and that's when I was like, okay, I feel a little more comfortable because now I'm getting to know people and I trust you. So if you guys go out, I'll go out. So it was more like a park and chill after I kind of stood away from the car meets. And then I would just go to like any park and chills. I remember one time Demon Time Mo popped out with his demon and we were outside. That was for a good minute, you know, it was for that weekend, but that was pretty much it. I would pop out to like big events, Chicago versus Everybody, 4th of July, Mexican Independence Day, like major events where I knew it was gonna be stupid packed and not just one particular takeover crowd and that's it. Yeah. So I felt more secure with a lot of people being around. So, okay. For sure. But I did kind of see the takeovers declining with the type of audience that are attending now. It's not the same OGs. It's not the people that I used to see back in 2020. It's a whole new crowd. Now it's very young. It's like getting younger and younger. And I'm like, okay, no. And to me, I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's not safe from what I'm seeing. Just like different events and sad stories that I've heard of people like dying because they crashed going to the next spot where they're drunk as shit and they lost control of their car and now somebody died, like, or multiple people. So that made me very sad in how like everyone's entitled to their own opinion, you know, whether you agree or not. But I just found it fucked up that like it was like nothing. Like, oh, 2 people died in a Hellcat. Like, all right, let's do the meet next week again, all over again. Like, I know life moves on, but it was kind of just like, out of respect, out of courtesy, we should be like, chill. Or there was a shootout that me and somebody got shot, and it's just like, can we give it a break? Like, the car meet's not going anywhere. So I kind of was just like, okay, I can't be surrounded by that mentality.
But you got to understand, though, most of the people that attend these meets are already desensitized to death. We grow up in, like me, for example, I grew up on 79th Street. Right. I saw my first murder at fucking 9 years old. You know what I'm saying? So like throughout the course of life, I didn't witness so many close people to me die or being up close and personal to somebody I don't know dying. And like, death is just a normal thing. Like, shit.
For sure.
But I'm not going to sit here and deny, like, I didn't take a step away from the scene because I didn't like the fact. It was more so, for me, it was more. It wasn't about them taking a break. It was more so about it losing structure. Like it just was. It was no longer controlled chaos. It was just chaos.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what had made me step away. But coming back into it, I popped outside for the first time for real, and 11/25.
Okay.
Like that was my first meet, but now I'm traveling, so it's a different experience.
Right.
In that aspect too, going to legal pits and shit like that. So
I agree.
Yeah.
For sure. I do agree with like losing structure. I mean, even that too bothered me. Like, oh, we can't keep a solid spot. But I know like the meat was really hot. Like at some point it was really hot, and 50 was not fucking around. They were like, yeah, y'all not coming to this spot. What was my recent meet? I did go recently. It was like after Independence that I was just like, okay, I'm just like going to a spot, and then like we're good there for like a good 2-3 minutes, and then everybody's leaving to the next spot, and it's good for like a solid 3 minutes, and then it's again. And I was just like, okay, yeah, no, this is not the same. This is not for me. So I was just like, I'd rather stick to the park and chills. And then I got into the whole legal pits too. Like I did go to Florida for that, and I really fuck with that. I was like, okay,
you went to
I
Florida?
fuck with this. Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Jacksonville?
Yeah. Yep.
Tell me about your experience.
When was it? Was it in May or April? Sometime I can't even recall. But I went to Jacksonville. I started seeing the flyer all over Instagram, and I was just like, okay, this looks really cool. Like there's a bunch of lineups with all these YouTubers. I really like YouTubers.
Did you fly or you drove?
I drove there. I drove there with my car, and everyone knows I'm on E85. It was one of the scariest trips I've ever taken. Like, I did have like the 5-gallon. I had 2 tanks of 5-gallon gas, E85, and then
why you running E85?
To get the most out of my horsepower. So
okay.
I have my cars tuned. It's my little project car. But I did do full E85 versus a dual pump, so I could get the most out of the horsepower.
Okay.
So that's what I decided. I mean, my tuner gave me the option of the dual, so I wouldn't struggle. But yeah, I ended up driving out there. It was like a last minute thing. I was thinking about like having a trailer, take it out there, but I was like, nah, I want to live for the experience. Let's do a trip in my car. I've never driven far as fuck with my car. So from here all the way to Florida, it was a mission, but it was successful. I went with my little brother. He's 17. Well, he's 18 now. But he's into the car scene too, and he likes Mopars. And I was like, there's going to be hella Mopars. Like, let's go. So, yeah, we took a trip out there. I seen the Chicago people out here. 392 Frost was there. I think me and him started to talk more because I was like, I don't know anybody else in the car scene. So I was like, hey, I'm going to Florida, and I see that you're going. Like, can we tag along? Like, I'm going to be in a different B&B. And so was him and all the other people from Chicago. But I was like, can we, like, group up at the legal pit? So that was a plan. And then, like, we stuck together. But I didn't get to swing, actually. And I had to get extra tires. It was very disappointing. It was very disorganized at first. I'm not going to lie. I was disappointed. And then towards the end, more of the pros in the pit took over. So I just spectated. Some girls tried to go in, and they kicked them out, and that pissed me off because I was like, let these girls have a chance. But, yeah, it was fun. I had a good time.
Now, when they tried to go in, was they amateurs? Because that make a difference. Like, you going to a legal pit, you gotta have your bars up. You can't be out there on your.
You can't be clowning on the pit.
The legal pit is not amateur night at the Apollo. Like, most of them niggas trailer their cars or whatever, spent a lot of money to get there.
Right.
They coming for the show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Amateur hour, that you gotta do that on your own time. So if they got bullied out the pit, that mean they gotta get their balls up.
Nah, for real. 2 girls, they were for sure. One of them was amateur in her scat, and then the second girl had a scat, but she was a little like in her shit. But they tried to do the tandem. But I guess she couldn't hold it down. Like she still needs some practice, so it was just fucking everything up. There was one girl, I wish I knew her name or her Instagram, but she had a Camaro. Badass female. Like she held that shit down. But at first, like they
What
bullied
color
her.
is the Camaro?
It was a galaxy. Is it like a galaxy color?
Hold on, I'm finna call somebody right now. I think I know who you talking about.
She's raw as hell. I was like, no way. My brother's like, oh my God, it's a girl swinging. She was doing that shit. I promise you. And at first they bullied her out. I'm like, what y'all doing? Like, she trying to hold it down. Everybody was trying to like.
And when was this?
Back in, let me see, in May, if I'm not mistaken. May, this past May.
Hold on, I'm finna call. Because I think I know who you talking about. Hold on, let me pull up her Instagram first.
I'll probably recognize her. You show me a picture and I'll be like, for sure, that's her.
I'm finna pull her up right now. This is crazy. You say it's Galaxy.
Back in May.
She might have changed it. I don't know. That's August.
Like a purple mirror. Yeah.
You say a purple mirror?
Like purple galaxy.
Hold on. I don't think that was her.
But she definitely not amateur. She was doing her shit. I was shook. I was like, wow. But she was really like the only female that held it down in the pit. And then all of a sudden, all the YouTubers like just started doing tandems, and it went from 2 cars, 3 cars, 4 cars. It was like 5 cars. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There was so much going on at once. It was so fun, honestly. It was blazing hot for sure that day. Florida heat is no joke.
No joke.
No fucking joke. Like, I was not prepared for that. Never been to Florida in my life, so that was new for me. The environment. I didn't know, like, all these people's cars were fucking up because of how hot it was.
Talking to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was really hot that day. And a lot of cars were turning off, so that's how you know.
No, the girl I was thinking of wasn't there, so I need you to try to find out who she was.
I'm gonna find out. I think maybe I'm still in the group chat. I don't know. The Florida group chat. That was a fun day. I got chased. I got chased in Florida. That shit was
got chased in Florida?
Hilarious. I was
in a high speed.
I was in a high speed. What were we doing? We were like, let's go. It was that same day. They were trying to do a takeover. But I heard Florida don't fuck around when it comes to the takeovers.
Florida or Georgia.
Yeah, it was real hot. We were fucking around on the E-way. We were just revving. And it was me and I don't even know if I should say his name. But he has a Joker Charger.
I know who you're talking about.
We were fucking around revving in the E-way. We're like all in a group, and all of a sudden, I see the 2 cars behind me move to the side, and I see 50, and I'm like, fuck, he's gonna turn on his lights. And of course, I see them lights turn on, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm not stopping. So we ended up gunning it, me and him. We were right next to each other. He probably still got the footage, to be honest with you. But we were just gunning it, and it was like a straight shot. All the other people like ended up getting off the near exit because 50 they didn't care about them. They were chasing us. Cut the lights off, literally went dark. Both of us, we were just zooming down the E-way. It was late at night, so thankfully traffic wasn't heavy. It was pretty light, but we were just cutting up, and I'm like, fuck. Like, I heard they don't play out here, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go straight to the B&B. I'm like, fuck the takeover. Like, we did all this. We met up, and I was like, nah, like, I'm cool. I'm like, I'm just going back. So, it was a straight shot. We passed like the bridge. It was like on the water, so just going straight shot. And then until I got off, I had to pump gas, so I got off or whatever. At first, me and him, we thought that 50 like cut the lights and just gave up. We're driving, we turn on the lights, like cool, whatever. All of a sudden, you see the lights again, and I'm like, fuck, he's not stopping. I gunned it. I'm like, fuck this. He ended up getting off, and I just went straight. That's when I hopped off, got gas, and I was like, okay, it's time to go to B&B. And I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm not popping out. And then later on that day, I heard that some people from out of state went to Orlando. They took the drive out there, and some got arrested and their car impounded. And I was like, fuck. They were spiking cars out there, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Well, Chicago spiking cars now.
I heard that, too. No, I don't want to find out, but
yeah.
I'm cool on that, but...
Hey, man.
Dangerous.
I just say, be a go faster. Go fast, go fast, go fast.
Fast life.
For real. Motherfucking. So, if you could pick, give me your top 3 swingers.
Well, I'll give you like the OG.
That's fine.
Yeah, because that's kind of like really I'm all familiar with. Correct me if I'm wrong. Poseidon.
Yeah, Poseidon.
Okay, that was a really raw swinger. I always remember him because of the logo on the side. Who else? What's his name? I can't forget. I forgot his name, but he was with the Pornhub plates. What's his name? Yeah, the purple scat Daytona.
Plum Crazy
Yes,
Snow.
Okay.
Yep.
He was good too.
And a 5'7", y'all, doing his shit. Made a name for itself. A real legendary name. In a 5'7". Just want to put that out there.
Who else was good that I could recall? Well, most recent, but not recent, Montana SRT.
Okay.
So he was really good. What else? I think that would be like my top 3 for now. Like that I do remember. It would be like those would be my top 3 for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So more of like the older scene swingers, not current. So I'm not too familiar with the current swingers.
I think I found her. I think I found who we were looking for. I think I found it. You said purple, right?
Yeah. I believe it was like Purple Galaxy. I think that might be her, low-key. It's a white girl?
No, it's not a white girl.
Oh, no, then no. It's a white girl.
Oh, shit.
She a white girl.
Okay, she a white girl.
Mm-hmm. She different.
I'm just going to tap into my network. I got people everywhere.
For sure.
Oh, she is a white girl. That is her. Oh, that's her. She a white girl.
Yep. She's raw. She's cold as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. Who is this? ATL. They all following Chicago motherfuckers. So, if you tell me one of your favorite memories from the takeovers.
Chicago versus everybody.
You was outside for that, huh?
That was like, I've never seen it so packed and controlled. Like, I don't know who was hosting that day, but they held that shit
Shout
down.
out the Rackies. That was a Rackies meet. If you know, you know.
For sure.
Fuck your PD.
That was such a good weekend. I'll tell you that. I had the time of my life. I was lit. I was like, it was a good time. Everybody was outside. I was riding with some friends, so I had a good time. That was probably one of the best memories I've had. Aside from like when 4th of July weekend happened and Independence Day, I think that was one of the most memorable takeovers. So.
You say 4th of July. 4th of July. Which?
That same year.
Okay, so 2022.
Would say.
Yeah.
So that whole like summer.
Yeah. Hey,
Good one.
the Rackies had it busting 2022. I don't give a fuck. Between the Rackies and Rolo, them was some of the hottest meets.
Sure.
Yeah. Lit up and had a time. Had a whole fucking time.
I ain't know how to stop any of that shit.
No, not at all.
Like that shit was going till like 4 a.m. I think that one of those days, either it was at Friday or Saturday, I was out till like 5 a.m. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, what am I doing? It's time to go home. But yeah, it was.
Motherfuckers definitely be outside. Shit was crazy.
It felt like Project X when all the chaos, like it's dawn and the sun is coming up and they're like, holy shit, what happened? That's how I felt. Like it just felt like so unreal. Like, damn, we're out and about. We're out and about and stuff, so.
Yeah. Like, G, that shit, I ain't gonna lie to you. 4th of July weekend was definitely busting. And Chicago versus everybody. What was your favorite memory at Chicago versus everybody? You could tell me based off location, because I'd be able to tell you.
Fort City. And I think Fort City is always a good time when you have a big-ass crowd like that, because there was just a lot going on at once. You had multiple cars, multiple swingers.
Multiple pits.
You had, tandems going on as well. Who else did you had? There was a couple out-of-state people that were doing their thing.
For shit show. Shout out to Mo Rax and Feast.
Big Red.
Big Red.
Oh my God. Like when I seen him swinging, and I didn't even know his car was manual till we spoke in person, because he asked me like, oh, this your whip? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I got a manual Charlie. He's like, it's a cat. And I was like, oh shit. And so when I seen him like really swinging, I'm like, damn, like that's talent, you know, manual, and when you're swinging your car like that.
Them the best ones to swing.
So
Manual was the best way to go. They had brought that goddamn manual Charger up here too, that for Chicago versus everybody. They had a Hellcat swapped manual Charger that they brought up here with them. That bitch was nasty.
was it the Galaxy one? Or
No,
was it the like the camouflage? It looked like a vape wrap. It was like blue.
Nah. I know who you talking about. Them was Tri-State boys. Them was Philly, and that was Feast and his crew, with the Galaxy wrap and the goddamn camouflage wraps and all that shit. Yeah, them motherfuckers was putting on a show though. Had a fucking ball. If I could relive any moment again in time, it would definitely be Chicago versus everybody.
Wow, we were all over the news, like all about the takeover. We were on Chicago Times, like, you know, all those pictures of the car swinging. Like, I was like, oh my God, like it's such a big deal, and like everybody's talking about it. Like it was.
Yeah, it was epic. It was epic. It was active. It was a fucking time.
That shit was better than Project X.
Nah, for real. It was Project X of cars.
Yup.
For sure.
For sure.
With cars. Yeah. Probably one of my greatest experiences on the scene outside of hanging out of Poseidon's car my first time. Introducing the flower cone to the community. Would you swing? Do you want to swing? And if you would swing,
I've tried it at Fort City. Like I gave it a try, but not actively while somebody was like swinging. Like I made my own little pit at Fort City one day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay here because I don't want to get hit.
yeah,
I don't want my car to get hit. So I was like, let me just do my own little circle here. So I tried it, and I remember my car was already tuned at the time, and like, tell me why. Some guy's recording, right? And he's like, stop your car. And I smell something smoky. I was like, what the fuck? It smells weird. Like,
did you turn your traction control off?
yeah.
You
My
did?
traction control was off. I lowered the horsepower, so I wasn't on sport or anything. So I put it on 500. Because I had like too much horsepower, then your shit's just swinging. So
that might have been where you messed up. You need, when you doing drift shit, you want to have the horsepower. You just got to know how to manage it. And that Hellcat is very powerful, so yeah. I understand.
So he was like, your bottom of your car, your exhaust is glowing. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got off the car. That shit was red, like orange red. Yeah. And then somebody was like, I thought you had LEDs under your car. I'm like, no, like I didn't know my shit was like all red. So like I stopped. I was like, okay, I stopped. I texted my tuner. I sent him a video, and I'm like, this is happening. I'm like, what is going on? And he was like, you most likely have like clogged up exhaust pipes. So all that smoke and stuff. So he was like, you still have the cats on, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, if you're gonna try swinging all those fumes, like they need to air out. So he said, you're gonna have to go catless. So your car is gonna be even louder. Yeah. So he was like, it's either that or something like with your gas pump, like maybe something's leaking or something. I was like, I don't think it's that. But I took it to my local muffler shop. They took the cats off, and I didn't have the issue anymore. Like, I tried swinging again, and I didn't have that issue anymore. So I was like, okay, cool. But that I really got the hang of it, of, like, swinging and, like, holding the steering wheel, having all that shit steady, not going over the RPMs. No, I still need a lot of practice. But I do want to get a hold of it, hopefully in the future, maybe this summer, a little bit more practice. because I won't be living in the city for long. So I'm going to be off for college very soon at a university. So I want to this will be my summer to really enjoy.
And how old are you?
22. I turn 23 next month. So.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you.
We lit.
But for sure, I do want to keep learning,
So are you taking your cat? Are you taking the cat with you when you go away to school?
Yes, I am.
You got security?
Yes. Good. I don't plan to live on campus. I do plan to rent and then go to school. So rent around the area, then go to school.
Got you.
Because
where you moving to?
I feel too old to live on campus. I'm like, I feel too old, because a lot of people have been there since like they went straight out of high school. So it's just like, But what were you saying?
What made you want to go back to school?
So I've always wanted to go back to school. So when going back to like when COVID happened and I was at the introducing to the car scene, I had the second year into COVID. I was still in school for like a solid 3 weeks and I dropped and I was like, I can't do this. Like this whole online learning is not for me. I wasn't learning that way. And so I postponed it and then I had time of my life, I wasn't too focused in school. I was like, okay, let me enjoy this moment to party and do what I want to do. And then that happened with me and the car situation, and then that postponed me because now I grew a disability with my arm, and so it's hard for me to type. So I was like, okay, college is a lot of typing. And so I needed to go to the doctors, get a doctor's note for accommodations. And I was like, okay, Elsy, what do you want to do with your life? You need to level up. This partying shit, we got to let it go.
Facts.
So, and I was getting into that mental state where I wanted to change my life, So I was like, okay, I think it's time to go back to school and really start striving for what the fuck I want. I want to get rid of my car at some point. I want something better. I want a foreign.
What would you get next?
I'm thinking of a Porsche. I am obsessed with Porsche right now.
Okay. Right now. So what was you obsessed with prior to the Porsche outside of the Hellcat?
I don't think I was ever obsessed anything besides Mopar. I was really into this whole Mopar thing. I wanted a Corvette before the whole Mopar thing, but the whole two-door thing, the two-door thing with the Camaro was just not cutting it. I hated how tight that is, but now I'm looking into a two-door Porsche, and I'm just like, no, we're going back to where we started. But it's a foreign, though. But yeah, I do want that, but they're $300,000. That shit.
Okay, so give me 3 cars that you would drive right now.
Oh,
that's not something. That's not a Hellcat or a Camaro or a Porsche.
Oh, you give me a Lambo, so I'm definitely driving that shit. Definitely anything exotic on that end. What else would I drive besides that? I don't know.
You don't know.
A Bentley. I've been in a Bentley, but not driven one. But I drive that bitch for sure. Bentley, saw a Lambo, a Bentley. Like I said, anything exotic. But
you just want the high end shit. Mm-hmm. You ain't mentioned no old school or nothing.
I'll drive an old school shit. Pass me the keys.
Cutlass or Monte Carlo.
Pass me a little low rider or something.
Oh, you want an Impala?
An Impala? Yeah, we could do an Impala.
6'4" Impala.
All fixed up and everything.
Hitting the switches and shit.
Teach me how and we'll get the hang of it. But, yeah, I think those would be my top choices.
Okay. We got, just so we could let the record reflect. She said Lambo, Bentley, and a 6'4" Impala. Teach her how to hit the switches. She'll figure the rest out. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. Is there anywhere that you want to travel for the legal pitch scene?
I'd love
You've
to
been
do,
to Florida.
let me see. I mean, I'd love to go back to Jacksonville because I know that's literally like the main spot. I know there's other states too, like Philly, that do like legal pits. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know.
Have you been to
Kansas.
Texas?
Texas, no, but the Texas House of Power, I seen it's busting out there.
Highly recommended.
I am interested going out there. Hopefully this summer, if they got a good lineup, a good event. I'll
Shit, they got an event coming up in February 10th. I'll be there taking the podcast back to Texas. So
Okay, I see you. It sounds like fun. Definitely.
we turning up. Yeah, it's always summer out there in Texas because I just went in December and it said it was 55 and it felt like 85.
Oh no, yeah, the humidity.
Not even the humidity, just the sun itself was beaming.
No clouds.
No clouds, no nothing. It's 55 and sunny as fucking Texas. Like, what the fuck? Nigga, this 85 in Chicago right now. This what 85 at the crib feel like, and y'all talking about this 55. So I would hate to see what the fuck 85 in Texas look like.
Damn.
Like, I was riding hot than a motherfucker. Cut the air on and everything. Like,
And the thing is, they'll be out there swinging no AC. Like, you can't have your AC on. You're really thugging that shit. Like, just in the heat.
thugging it.
Fuck.
You love this shit. You love this shit.
Props to all the swingers. Y'all be holding it down in that heat because it's wild. I need my AC. Please turn on my AC.
Talking about, please turn on my AC. Is there was there a favorite spot back in 2020, 2021 that you enjoyed outside of Forest City? Everybody loved Forest City.
Yeah. Whole Foods, the BK right there on Pulaski, like right off I-55. What else was a good spot? Like by Lawrence's. Anything by Lawrence's.
Lumber.
Yeah, lumber.
Yeah.
And busing. Those are my favorite spots. I used to love parking, like when everybody would just meet up at Lawrence's. I'd like get off, go get me some shrimp. I'm like, fuck it, let me go get me a shrimp. I'm high as hell right now. Because that's all I would do is just get high, sip a little, and go get some food with the girls. I'm like, let's get off, let's go get some food. I'm hungry. Before we go to the next low, before everybody parks up and blocks the streets. It'd be like your little bathroom break.
Oh, God. Intermission. We'll be right back type shit. Nah, that's real. So you kind of touched bases on this in the beginning, but like didn't really get into it. So you left the scene because you got shot since they was trying to steal your Hellcat.
Yeah.
Do you recall the events of that night, like how you felt in that moment?
Yeah, for sure. So we can kind of start from the beginning of that night. Earlier that day, there was supposedly a takeover going on, but it was more of like a park and chill and people doing donuts. It was like at a Target around here. And so I was like, okay, it's kind of dead right now because it was still early, keep in mind, probably like 10 p.m. So I was like, it ain't going to start popping till like probably 11:30 or so. And one of my best friends called me because he's a musician. He's like, hey, like, you trying to come to this party? I'm going to be playing that. And I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, this meat is dead. So I was like, I'm going to go to this party. I had my brother at the time. I dropped him off, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to this party. Deuces, right? So I go to this party, fast forward, it's 4 a.m, and I'm crossfaded as fuck. Like, I was drinking so much that day. And so I wasn't good to drive. But my best friend was the musician. And I was like, let's go on a blunt cruise. Like, I need a blunt to kind of calm my ass down.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Anybody else want to go in the party? And they're like, nah, we good. So, okay, cool. I'm familiar with everyone. Everyone's cool. I've partied with them before. So me and my bestie, he's driving the cat, and like we're smoking or whatever. I had to go use the bathroom. This is where I fucked up, and this is where I think everything like went down to shits. I stopped right there on Roosevelt at the BP on the corner. That ghetto ass gas station.
Gee.
Rule number 1, everybody, please avoid going to that BP. I'm probably the rookie one that didn't know for sure, but that's
that
where
bitch like set up heaven.
that's where the fuck I was at. So I was like, I gotta pee so bad. And like, I was like, let me see if they got their bathroom open. They're like, no, they're closed. Okay, whatever. So we went to the alley and we took turns. We were looking out for each other, like nobody's coming through or whatever. And then that's when we cruise around McCormick Place. So we're around that area and we're at a red light. And I'm fucked up, keep in mind. And all of a sudden, I feel somebody staring at me. Like, you get that gut feeling that someone's looking at you.
Yeah.
And I knew it wasn't my best friend looking at me. I'm like, there's no way he's just staring at me.
You instantly
I instantly felt that shit. And I turned around instantly to my left. And that's when I seen a blacked out Charger. And there was an SRT. And I could tell it was an SRT. You could just tell the difference. Not everyone, but I could at the time, what an SRT Jeep versus a regular just V6 Jeep looks like.
Yeah.
But it was all blacked out, no badges, no nothing. And he was blocking my car from behind at an angle. And the Charger next to my car was just right next to me. And it was someone skied up and just pointing a gun out the window, just straight at our heads. And the window was cracked open. My best friend had the window cracked open because we were airing it out a bit, but we didn't want to have the windows all the way down.
Yeah.
It's cold as fuck. It's October. So I instantly just told my best friend, step on the gas. And he was like, what? And he seen that I just was like frozen. And I was looking out the window, and that's when he turned around and seen the gun, and he just gassed it. Instantly, when he was pressing on the gas is when you just start hearing all the shots. Pow, pow. And I remember counting the shots, and I was scared, and it happened. It was like everything was happening so fast, but so slow. Like,
yeah.
And it just felt unreal. And he was like, duck down, don't look up. And he's trying to control the car while ducking down, trying to navigate the car. And the cars that are trying to jack us, like, they didn't yell nothing. They didn't say, get the fuck out the car, nothing. I wish they did, because I'd give them the car in the heartbeat. Take the fucking car. I don't give a fuck, take it. But they didn't do that. They literally just pulled up, and because we sped off, they just started blowing. I thought it was just that one person in the window. We'll touch base on that later. But they followed us for a good minute, and then they ended up doing a U-turn and leaving. And we ended up going onto another street, and we're right next to, like I said, we're around the McCormick area, but we're right next to the building. And, of course, 50 is always around McCormick area. So by the time I clicked on the emergency button on my iPhone, like 50 was already coming the one way. And I remember that I was going to get the gun because, like I said, I do carry. And that's when I felt my hand just drop, like heavy as fuck. And I didn't feel any pain at first. I didn't know, like, I was like, what the fuck? And I had a white tee that day. All of a sudden, you start seeing, like, my tee just leaking. I'm leaking.
Where did you get hit?
My elbow.
Your elbow?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I got hit right where my, like, the funny bone is located. So, you know, when you hit your funny bone and that hurts and it tingles, imagine you got a bullet hole right in that area.
Ooh,
so,
I know that had to hurt.
So, yeah, 50 came or whatever, and It was kind of like a blur. Next thing you know, I'm in the ambulance. I'm calling my mom. My mom's not answering. I'm calling my grandma. She's not answering. Like, nobody's fucking answering me. And I'm like, I feel like total shit. I'm like, bro, nobody's answering me. I'm panicking. Like, what is going on? But I kept telling myself that everything was going to be okay, that I was going to be okay. Like, I just knew that I wasn't going to die. Like, I knew I was going to fight through this. So when you get to the ER, like they get you all naked or whatever, they make sure like you didn't get hit anywhere else. Yeah. And then they did the x-rays and they were like, we know you're not lying about your pain. Like at that point I was already crying because of how painful my arm was hurting. It was throbbing. Yeah. My fingers were crooked. Like it looked like I was throwing gang signs. And I laugh about it because like to me, I'm all about dark humor. That's the way I cope. But they were like, how long have your fingers, they were like, how long have your fingers been this way? And I was like, well, since I got shot, my fingers just like, that's how they were positioned. And, I was heavily medicated with narcotics. And I just remember just thinking like, wow, like what's next? I didn't know what was next. And I was like, my car, like it's all shot up. Come to find out that it was 3 people blowing at us because they caught it on camera. The cars were stolen. They were skied up. So, and then Chicago doesn't give a fuck. Trust me, they hardly solve anything.
Hardly, they don't solve barely. Shit.
But yeah, so that happened. Never caught exactly who it was or nothing like that, but I'm a very spiritual person, and I truly believe what goes around comes around. So that like always kept me going because I'm like I pay no business into whatever happens to them. Whatever happens to them, and I'm cool. Like I don't gotta know if they like. I don't care if they catch them or not because I know regardless spiritually, I'm gonna get that lick back.
And you said it was a black SRT8 Jeep.
Yeah, so it was a blacked out SRT Jeep and a blacked out Charger. Was
the Charger SRT too?
No, they didn't have no badges, so I couldn't tell. It was a slim body.
It was a slim body, but
no badges. They were loud. Cause so I'm on a Facebook.
That motherfucker group. Might have been debadged.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that shit was stolen. I can keep that badge, but
and the only reason I asked is because I ended up wrecking my Maserati being chased by some jack boys who tried to rob me in a black SRT8 Jeep.
When was this? Because I got shot in 2021, I believe.
I think it was 2021 as well.
Yeah, October 9th of 21, I was shot.
My shit happened in September.
Yeah. So I wouldn't find it a coincidence, to be honest, that it's not the same.
And it was crazy, too, because I was going to the south suburbs. It was my 10-year high school anniversary picnic. Well, not 10-year, but one of them numbers. And everybody was getting together. It was our all-class high school picnic. And I went to the picnic, left the picnic. Picnic was on the same day of my cousin's death day. So I left the picnic to go celebrate my cousin's life with my family and shit. Left from there, I go home, take the gun home. Because I'm going back to the south suburbs. I'm going back to go link up with my high school buddies, because they going to a bar in the south suburbs. Motherfucking take the gun home, get the motherfucking car, driving the car, go stop and get a white T-shirt on 87th, and I think that's Dorchester. I'm on 87th and Dorchester at the gas station. But initially, I'm coming up Stony, but I remembered like, oh shit, I need to get a T-shirt. So I know it's this gas station right here. So I bust a U-turn. They follow me. They bust a U-turn. So I blow the light on 87th in Stony Island going back towards Dorchester. So I'm making that left because I'm going northbound at this point. Initially, I was going southbound. Going northbound, go to the gas station, get the T-shirt out the gas station. They end up parking up at the McDonald's or something. Like, I leave.
So they're scoping you out.
Yeah, they trying to see what the fuck going on. I leave. I go back to 87th in Stony Island, bust that right. Now, when I bust that right, I peeped them. Again, oh yeah, I know what time it is. Mm-hmm.
You just feel it.
I open that bitch up. Wah! I'm running every light on Stony Island. Get to 95th in Stony though, the light just changed. And there's hella cars going through, so I can't run this light. Mm-hmm. Pull up to the light. I thought I left them, thought I lost them. They call themselves trying to creep up behind me, not knowing that I done peeped them already.
Right.
They thinking I'm just fucking around. And motherfucker jumped out the back passenger seat and tried to creep up on my car from behind. Mm-hmm. See him in the rear view, and I just blow the light, take off. They chased me on the E-way. They chased me all the way until I crashed. And the only reason I crashed was because it was a goddamn Uber driver jumping from the middle lane at 111th, trying to jump off the E-way. What the fuck? You see this car flying at you. Why are you making dumb decisions like that? But that also goes to you having to drive for yourself and others.
Yeah, for sure.
I was doing $160. I'm not supposed to be here because when I'm talking about the way I hit that car, he was fine. He was able to drive off and everything. My shit was fucked up. I couldn't do nothing. I still got the pictures in my phone. Shit drive me crazy every time I think about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I had the Maserati Quadriporti.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. Like, and it happened around the same time. Mine was October 9th. Yours was what, September?
Like September, either like 19th or the 22nd.
Yeah.
Like
for sure. They had to be the same motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I promise you, because they were on one. They were on a roll. I won't lie to you. And Bible thought I had something personal with somebody. They're like, you sure you don't got beef with nobody? I didn't have beef with nobody. I barely know anybody in the takeover scene. Like, I kind of like retraced my steps. So I was like, I was at the car scene, then I went to this party, but it's like a family friend party. I'm cool with everybody. It's not like just random house party where somebody could have targeted me from there. And then I just go back to downtown. And I mean, I know there was a takeover earlier that day, and they be out at night. So the Striker boys are out too around that time. And, unfortunately that happened. I wasn't on my P's and Q's because I was, like I said, crossfaded as fuck. I'm rolling up, I'm smoking. Like, I don't even remember what happened to the blunt, to be honest with you, at the time. Like, I think about it to this day, and I'm like, damn, what happened to the blunt we were smoking on? You know what I'm saying? But that was, like, the least of our worries at the time,
at that moment,
Like,
for sure.
But, yeah, so, unfortunately, like, that happened. I had a bad experience. I was at Chicago Med, was it? Or U Chicago Med, but they sent me home that same day. They were like, we'll schedule surgery a week from now. And because you don't have the bullet in your elbow, so you'll be good. They fucking prescribed me 4 pills of morphine and said, mix it up with ibuprofen, and they call it a day. If you have like any other symptoms, go to your local emergency room or come back here. But I don't live in the city. I live in the burbs. So I was like, I'm just going to go to the nearest hospital near my house. So night 1, like, I slept through it, I was like medicated on the morphine. I was good. And then the second night, I ended up running out because there was like one morphine pill in the morning, one at night, and then they were like, just do ibuprofen. And by the second night, I ran out, and ibuprofen was not cutting it. My arm was swelling even more, and I was like, this shit looks like my arm's getting affected. So I was like, Mom, I need to go to the ER. So my mom took me to the ER, and they were like, we can't believe they sent you home. You should have gotten surgery instantly. Like, you have a shattered, like your elbow is shattered. You have bone fragments just sitting inside the skin. So they were like, and it's like leading to an infection because it's just sitting there.
Oh.
So they were like, you're going to get surgery in the morning. They were like, they took me in like around 11:30 p.m. That's when I couldn't sleep. And I was like, I got to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're going into surgery early in the morning. We're calling a surgeon. He's going to be here like 8 a.m. Okay, cool. So I go in and they're like, we're just going to let you know you're going to have a metal plate. So your elbow is going to be connected to metal. And then you're going to have 18 screws going across.
18 screws is crazy.
All over a car.
All over a car.
All over a car.
So not only is you the motherfucking first woman from the scene that was never like a swinger or none of that shit, but you was the first woman on the scene with a Hellcat. Because most of the females I see is either some nigga car they driving or
it's a scat or RT. I've seen some girls with RT.
I've seen a lot of women with RTs. I haven't seen too many ladies with scats, let alone Hellcats. So big kudos to you, motherfucking buckling down, working your ass off to get what you wanted. And fuck them weak ass niggas that tried to take it from you. It's that simple.
That's simple. So, fast forward, doctors were telling me that, with physical therapy, my arm was going to go back to quote unquote normal. There was nothing ever like this is a possibility, but they were like, you do have nerve damage, but we're pretty sure it's going to heal within the year. But I wasn't too educated on how much time I had to heal. And if you didn't heal by this time, like there's no reversing. Yeah. So I didn't know your nerves, they heal 1 inch a month. And my nerve damage starts from my elbow all the way to my fingertips. That is not enough time to fully heal my arm. I was never told that. I got a second opinion by surgeon because I was like, I don't like the way my arm is. So what ended up happening with my arm is you have 3 nerves in your arms. All 3 of them in my arm are damaged. And it's up until my fingertips. So like 1 half of my arm is numb. And then the rest is just tingly and semi-numb. And I have what's called a claw hand. It's a fucked up way to describe what I have because I'm not gonna lie, it does look like a little claw hand or whatever. But whatever. So I do have that, and it's ulnar palsy. So it's just a condition where your nerves are never gonna go back to normal. So what ends up happening is your arm gets skinnier and skinnier as the time goes. So you eventually have like a skeleton looking arm.
Well, like.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, and that was like something that, when they told me that, and this was literally recently this past like August, before like when I was enrolling for school, because I was like, if there's some type of surgery, like even my aunt was like, I don't care how much it is. Like even with my physical therapy, I went to Shirley Ryan physical therapy in downtown, which is one of like hands down the best physical therapies in this world. And my aunt was like, I don't care. Like you went to the best facility. Like if there is anything I can do to help you feel better and be healthier and like reconstruct your arm, I will do that. If like you guys can't do it by yourselves. And so when I got that second opinion, and this was one amazing surgeon, I did a lot of research because I was looking for a second chance that there is that possibility I can look normal. Mm-hmm. Because that was like one of my biggest insecurities. And so when he was like, unfortunately, I'm sorry, like there's nothing we can do for you.
So Because I now that you mentioned the claw hand, I noticed you move these two fingers a lot.
Yeah. So, like I said, half of my arm is, so
I
it's like
see
from
it.
here.
Yeah.
And then it goes, like, it's really skinny. So,
I
and then if
see
you
it.
do this, there's no fat here.
I see it.
So what ends up happening, like your brain doesn't communicate to grow fat. Like even if I lift weights in this arm, I'm never going to gain muscle because the nerves are not connecting with your brain. Like grow muscle, grow fat.
See, y'all done messed this girl up for life over a goddamn car. Stop trying to steal shit. You fucking go work your ass off too. Weirdos.
It's an unfortunate event. I'm not gonna lie. It didn't stop me from the scene because obviously I still went. You know, this was even before Chicago versus everybody happened, and I still went. I was just. It took me a while to adjust to driving my car. My car was shot up. You know,
and shit again. Yeah.
Like they fixed it, and for a minute I was like inside, but I was so eager. Like I love my car. A lot of people were like, "It's your fault. You put yourself in that situation for getting that car. Like you should have never had that car in the first place. Like you know what it brings." And it's like, no, it shouldn't be that way.
So I ain't gonna say that. I was finna say fuck them in their opinion because
it shouldn't be that way. I think that we should, like everyone that works hard for their stuff, like should be able to enjoy what they worked hard for. But I think now it's just people are crazy. It is what it is. You know, there's crazy people out there and they'll do anything to take that joy out of somebody. And it's unfortunate, but it is one of the biggest experiences that has molded me. I think that experience really, like, I want to go back to school. It's time to like level up. It's time to get out this shit. Like, you need to do something with your life. You don't have a lot of time. And I don't mean like just in a lifespan, but okay, like for me, I want to have kids. And it's hard. Like my best friend has a baby and it's hard to carry her baby because my arm is weak as fuck. Like I had to stop working at FedEx. I was a package handler. Not a lot of girls can say they can lift boxes like fast as fuck coming down the belt and loading up trucks. Like sometimes I'd load a whole row of trucks at FedEx because it was so short-staffed. So when I got shot, you know, like I was off work for a minute. And I was a veterinary assistant as well, so I was off work there. And then I ended up coming up with my own business, which is like dog grooming and dog sitting because I wasn't physically working at my jobs.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Like my doctor said, no working for 3 months straight. And then after that, like I made my little business, and I still have that side hustle. I just stopped working at FedEx. Like I went for a little bit, and then I stopped. And then I just continued doing veterinary, my side business, because that's what I'm familiar with. And then I ended up moving to Victoria's Secret because my mom works at Victoria's Secret.
Okay.
And she's big people. Like, she's very well known. So she got me in, and she was like, she always wanted me to work with her, but she's like, you're going to get in. Like, you don't have to do all that extra shit. So I do that, but I still have my doggy business. So if anybody needs a little dog sitter or whatever, as long as your dog is good and not a badass, I am more than like happy to assist you guys. But yeah, that's a little bit about what happened. So now I do have a disability, and it is going to progressively get worse. And I try not to let that stop me from anything. I think that it was something that was stopping me even like from dating. I was scared because I'm like, I don't want nobody to hold my hand. Like I like not very self-conscious about everything. You know?
That's the thing. Women are very self-conscious about everything. Like, just like it took for you to say something for me to notice that you even had something going on with your hand after you've been shot. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when I started paying attention. Like, I had a homegirl who, me and her, best friends, been around each other 1,000,000 times, 100,000,000 times. She got additional fingers growing on the side of her hand. I never noticed it till somebody pointed it out to me.
Oh my God, yeah.
Never noticed it.
I feel like I hide it so well. I feel like a lot of people that have been through like or have any type of disability hide it very well.
But she don't try to hide it. She be in your face talking to you
God.
like this. Like,
I feel like me, I be hiding my hands so much. I'm like, oh my God. And then when somebody's like, oh, like what happened? Like, you know, I've had like, oh, what happened to your arm? Or unless I bring it up, they're like, oh shit, I didn't even know. Like, you can't even tell. I'm like,
No, for real. Like, and especially with men, because we pay attention to shit, but the shit that
but not your
the shit that women be thinking niggas paying attention to, we not. Like, it literally, it wasn't until you said that you had a claw, you had like a claw, that I noticed that in that moment. After that, I started noticing that you were using these two fingers. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Prior to that, I never paid it no mind.
Yeah. So that's what it is, and that's how it's gonna be. But like I said,
but you thugging it out.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's like I call myself a warrior. I'm like, my warriors are like the badass. Like, I'm the badass. Like, who gets shot for their car? I got shot for my car. That's how you know my shit. Fire. My shit is fire for real.
Got shot for your car and still got your car.
And I still got my car.
Fuck them weak ass niggas.
So I still got it. You know, what belongs to me stays to me, you know? Like, it won't be removed from my life. So I find that, like, my car was always meant for me. Even when I first bought it. Actually, the backstory with my car, a girl from out of state was gonna buy the car. She lied on her application, the bank loan application. Mm-hmm. They denied it. They called me because I was already interested until they told me it was like a pending sale. They're like, her application got denied, and she literally came out of state for nothing for them to tell her like no bank was gonna loan her because she lied about her income on the bank statement or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you trying to come get it on Monday? Because this was on the weekend. I'm like, fuck yeah. So from there, even then thinking about it after I got shot, I was like, my car was always meant for me. It was for me. And nothing's going to take it away from me unless I remove that car out of my life. Yep. Which, you know, that's the plan in the future now, right now, because I'm not in the, like, financial situation that I want to be in to move to the next step, to the car that I really want, you know. Yeah. So, of course, I'm going to keep my car. It holds a lot of value.
Holds a lot of value, and a lot of people don't know that. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you brought that up.
So, I'm proud of my car. I'm proud of how far we've come. Like, after that, like, I tuned it, you know, after that whole situation down. Like, that was in October, and then in April is when I tuned my car with Satera, and you know, I was so proud. I was like, this is mine. This is my car. This is my project. Like, this is what I dreamed of for so long, and I have it. So I do enjoy my baby girl, my big purr.
Your big purr?
My big purr. That's what I call her. That's funny always, I've always named my car Big Purr. Because that was my song. When I had my Camaro, I have a video where I'm, like, recording myself. And she's, the girl in the song, she's like, my big purr. And I'm like, yo, that's my big purr. Like, that's going to be my car. And when I got it, I'm like, yo, that's her nickname. That's her nickname.
Big purr, big purr.
She big purring. She do big
Hey,
big
no, that's definitely a big purr, though.
That shit is so loud. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I want to touch bases on the fact that you said Hellcats specifically hold value. A lot of motherfuckers don't realize the value that they hold.
Oh my God, I know. I'm like, oh, you guys are beating the car up. It has so much potential. Honestly, it does. Like, whether you sell it yourself or at a dealer, I mean, the more you beat it up, the less value it's gonna have. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, even because they're not making these cars no more, it's always gonna be up there. Like, you could definitely put a price on it.
But you could still look. You could beat the piss out this motherfucker, right? Buy another motor because they still selling the motor. You know what I'm saying? Right. You could buy another motor, put another motor in it, motherfucking. And make that bitch like brand new again. New motor, new trans.
Like, ain't nobody gotta know.
Ain't nobody gotta know. These cars are made to be beat on.
Nah, I feel you.
They ain't making muscle cars for them not to be beat on.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I balance my beating up. I'll beat her up sometimes, and then I'm like, all right, cool. She got to stay in the garage for a little bit. But there are people that like every single weekend, I'm beating the shit out of my SRT. Okay, well,
Oh, my homie.
kudos to you.
Shout out to all my homies that's beating the piss out their cars. SRTs, the V's, all that shit.
All for the gram. Props, YouTube as well.
Not even for the gram. They do that shit for the adrenaline rush. Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah, you know it.
I've been in two people's cars while they were swinging at Fort City, and I was like, man, this feels so good. Like the adrenaline. So
the adrenaline is different. Like the first and last time I hung out of a window while somebody else was driving. Let me make that clear, because I used to hang out my own car window driving my truck. I had a 97 Suburban extended cab, 20 back then. It's like 2007, 2008, motherfucking 20. I had some 23-inch motherfucking something on them with the motherfucking Vortex turbocharge on the motherfucker. The motor in them back then, I think the motors was the same motors as the goddamn Monte Carlos and shit back then, the 3800 series or something crazy. I don't remember, but that big motherfucker used to get busy, and I used to hang my big ass out the window and swing that bitch down South Chicago.
Okay.
But yeah, I hung out of Poseidon's car, and everything was fine until he took that bitch counterclockwise. I don't know what it is about the inertia of going the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Because you man, if you don't position yourself properly, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. Mm-hmm. But at the time, my daughter is 6 now. At the time, my daughter was 4 or 5. And I showed her the video of me hanging out the car with the flowers in the middle of the pit and thinking like it's a cool moment. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like showing my kid, like, look what your daddy did.
Right now.
Like,
look at me.
And my kid was like, Daddy, are you crazy? Don't you do that ever again.
Aw, she cares for your safety.
And since then, I haven't hung out of a window.
Okay. Respect. Listen to your daughter.
No,
daughter knows best.
For shit show. Hey, one thing I'm a firm believer of, kids, especially younger kids, they have an insight on life that we don't.
Yeah.
Because they still have their innocence and shit, they can tap in and talk to sources of higher powers that we cannot.
Yeah. I truly believe that.
So my daughter knew something I didn't know, and from that moment, I ain't been in another car window.
That's good.
She told me I can't do it. Everybody be talking about, Unc, be my window whore. No. Coco overrides everybody's thoughts and opinions.
Aw, that's good. She's your little guardian angel. Like, yeah. She's keeping you centered and focused. And that's sometimes what we need. Sometimes that's what our kids do. I don't have kids personally, but I feel like sometimes kids are placed in your life to kind of like straighten you out.
Mm-hmm.
In a good way.
Yeah, both my daughters saved me from the streets. My oldest daughter, she made me like remove myself from like being on some hothead gangbanging shit. And then my youngest daughter like really made me like stop everything and go legit. Like, fuck it.
That's good. I give you props because not a lot of dads are like that, you know? Like, just because they got kids, they're going to strain themselves out. Sometimes they don't give a fuck about them kids. They fuck them kids, you know? Like, don't care if that's their blood. Like, they do. They continue to do what they want to do versus, like, doing things, always thinking about their kids. Like, their kids are always going to be behind their head. Like,
yeah. So. What's crazy, my kids are the reason I work as hard as I do. I feel like they might not appreciate it now because they don't see me as much as they would like to because I'm always working. But by the time the mission is complete, I'm gonna been and sacrifice that time for us to have unlimited time.
So.
That's the goal in this shit. Because people, the rich and the wealthy, they don't signify their wealth by the amount of money they got, but how much time they have. I can hire you, and you, and you, and you to do everything I used to do in one day. Now y'all do this for me. I could go take my kids on vacation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the goal.
Yeah, time is very limited. You never know. Tomorrow's never promised. Your kids, you just never know when you're not going to be here or your loved ones. So I think every moment you should cherish it, good or bad.
For sure. Firm believer in that. But also, I don't believe in living in fear. If it's
for sure, I do agree.
If I was to live in fear of the fact that I might not be here and making the sacrifices that I'm making as far as time go now, I may never reach the goal I'm trying to reach. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be living in the fear that I might not be here tomorrow. So let me spend as much time as I can with them. And I'm like, if I die tomorrow, I'm gonna be okay because my kids know I love them.
And you're doing everything in your power.
Yeah. To change our lives forever.
Mm-hmm. Kudos.
Thank you.
Proud moment. You should be proud of yourself. I know your kids are, so.
Man. Is there anything you want to say to the community before we roll out of here?
Let's see. What should we say? Everybody can continue doing what they want to do. Keep the meets going and things like that. Just be a little safer. I think just keep the guns down and just be careful. Leave all that beef shit outside the car community. The car community was never like that. It was always just strictly car. So I think we should continue that tradition as best as we can, because it once was like a moment for me and a lot of people that don't, go to the takeovers anymore. It was like a time of our lives during the weekend, something that we all looked forward to because we were all safe and secure around the people, we were surrounding ourselves with. But I hope to see that there is a change, more control. So any new hosts, hey, try to hold that shit down because, man, recently it hasn't been all that. I'll tell you that. I'm sorry. But if any of the OG hosts come back and host a big meet this upcoming summer, best believe if I get my skills going, I'm hopping in the pit.
Oh, God.
I'm hopping in the pit. I'll do my best. I'm not going to be perfect, and I'm not going to call myself queen of the pit or the best in the pit. I know that's like a big topic, like who's better than, but to me, that don't matter. I think just do what you can, have fun, and, enjoy the moment. So.
Okay. I like that. Well, it's your boy, The Hood Floors, and this is the Rollback Show, and we rolling out. Go ahead, shout out your Instagram where they can find you.
Everyone can follow me. My name is Elsy, Elsy, X Alizé, Alizey. Hope to make some more podcasts with you. So.
For sure. You definitely welcome back.
Thank you.
Huh?
Say, what's the dealio? You tuning in to the motherfucking Rollback Show, gang.
Oh, hey. What's going on? I'm about to embarrass myself on here already.
Cut it out. From Indiana to Louisiana. How'd that happen?
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Well, I had, met a person and then I ended up here. And so, this is my home now. I'm down here doing my thing. As a little, just queen making a name for myself. So I'm here. But, Indiana, it'll always be my home. That's always home. That's where I started off sliding. That's always gonna be my first love, So
That's what's up. So you originally from Indiana?
yep, born and raised, lived there my whole life.
Okay.
It's the first time I've ever lived out of state.
Is that where you found your love for cars?
Yeah. When I was in high school, I had a big Tahoe. It had chrome rims on everything. There was, sliding was going on back then, and really, like we was young, so we couldn't really get in the clubs. So when people start, coming out and sliding their cars and doing all this stuff in the streets, we like, oh, this is a new thing. This is the hype. Like this is actually better than the club. I used to like follow all the cars, and I actually blew my engine in my Tahoe trying to keep up with everybody else. Like I'm like this is cool. So I'm like, but I gotta get my own car. So my grandma, she had got a 2014 SS drop top pretty red Camaro. I'm like, dang, I gotta check that out. I ain't had no like intentions of sliding it, you feel me? Because that's grandma's car, and she got a handicap license plate. I can't do grandma's car like that. So, she let me, take it out to this little park and chill and stuff. And I pull up. I'm a female in a Camaro, looking good. Everybody like, slide that motherfucker. I'm like, what? He said, slide that motherfucker. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. We'll do a burnout. I don't know how to do that either. So, so they showed me. They showed me how to do it. I'm like, I'm about to be in trouble when I go home, but fuck it. So I'm like, I didn't want to go home. I was scared to go home, but like I literally just like I wasn't really when I first started. I wasn't doing like full circles. I was just doing a little something. But like it was getting the people hyped. I'm a female in a Camaro, like doing my thing, and so like every time my grandma would let me borrow the Camaro, I make sure I had a fresh pair of tires to put on there before I take the car back. And that's really how I got into sliding. Like when I started off, I didn't even start in my own car. Like I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't afford no Camaro, but the shit looked cool, so that's how I started. And then I eventually bought my own. I flew to Texas and drove a SS back that I had bought. And after that, that's just how I started getting deeper into the car scene.
That's what's up. So I got a question for you because you said y'all was sliding in high school. How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
27.
Okay. So
yeah, I've been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah. Cause and the only reason I asked, cause in Chicago, like niggas was burning rubber, and some niggas, if they had some shit powerful enough to swing that bitch, they'll swing it right quick, show out, and yank off. But in high school, we had more like our shit was like park and chill vibes, but niggas was showing off their cars, speedballing, doing all type of shit, burning out. We had some shit called South Chicago in high school. So, we ain't really have.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I didn't really hear much about like sliding and stuff going in other states. It was definitely like the car shows, more of that. I didn't really hear about it in any other states till probably after I graduated high school. Then it just, I don't know, it just like sliding just started to like spread like wildfire. It was like the new thing. Like it's so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, shit, the motherfucking takeovers originated in the fucking 80s, so yeah.
Yeah, the people, I used to see, because when the police started to crack down a lot, a lot of people were saying and posting stuff like, well, look, back in They used to do this stuff all the time, and the police, didn't used to bother them and stuff, and then, but it's a different generation now. It's a different crowd. I'm sure the police they feel intimidated. They don't want us to have fun, but again, like sliding, and I get it, like it's dangerous and stuff, especially with the streets, but like it really do keep like a lot of people out of trouble. Like I know, like sliding has saved like a couple people I know lives, like from being in jail and stuff like that. Like it's a movement. It's therapy for some people. It's a getaway. It's keeping them out the illegal stuff. To an extent, it's just I don't know. It's a different type of scene.
Nah, it is, cause like it's turning. Now now a lot of these motherfuckers is coming into the scene not for the love of cars, but the clout.
Yeah,
That's what's changing the scene.
yeah. That's I will say that especially from when I first started, it's definitely different now. It don't get me wrong. Sliding it's competitive. It's a sport, just like football, basketball. Driving is a sport. We call it sliding, but technically it is drifting because we are drifting our cars. We're just not on a figure eight track or a circuit track, doing it. But we are drifting. But you do have a lot of people that they, abuse the scene. Everybody, argues and different stuff like that and brings unnecessary drama. And I do feel like the love of the scene isn't the same. Like me, I have my 2018 SS Camaro and I have my V6 Camaro. I specifically bought my V6 Camaro for me to slide it and to turn it into a drift car. And for me, it's a legacy. So, now, say if I have kids, I can pass that down, or my family. Like I grew up handing my grandpa tools to build his cars. He used to drag race, and he was a racer. He wasn't a or anything.
You know what's crazy? Not to cut you off. You know what's crazy?
No, you're fine.
You are the second woman that I have interviewed that said that they was motherfucking getting their hands dirty with either their father or their grandfather. Like, no, you're the third. The third. That shit crazy. So shout out to y'all peoples, man, cause that's dope as fuck.
Yeah, it's a story, but it's a story. I have a story, and I know other people, that really truly have a love for cars. Like I don't mind going to Park and Chill or coffee because them people out there, you see like literally it's blood, sweat, and tears into your car that people have put in these cars. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my cars just to pull it out and dog it out and get bragging rights. No, my wrap on my car, the parts on my car, I have spent money on that. I have cried tears, because it is expensive. Sometimes you go broke. You go broke doing that stuff. But at the end of the day, it'd be worth it. But like I said, I grew up. When I was little. I was in the barn with my grandpa, helping him, with stuff with his cars. You know what I'm saying? So it means a lot to me. So yeah, sometimes tires are expensive, but it'd be worth it. Like you said, just some people, sadly have kind of ruined the scene. Sometimes it don't be fun. To be honest, the most fun that I've probably had lately since I've been out, I'm gonna give a big shout out to Parking Lot Houston Pit. Every time I go there, it is like nothing but love. Like the scene is mad different. Everybody's just having fun, enjoying their cars. You know what I'm saying? I've enjoyed the legal pit scene a little more lately than the streets. Because like I said, the streets ain't the same. It's a lot of fake love. You got people that want all this support, but they don't give it back. You got a lot of that. You got to, excuse my language, you got a lot of dick riding out here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man, we grown.
I don't know.
Ain't no excuse your language. Talk how you want to talk, goddamn it.
It's, me being a female, it's different because, you surrounded by a bunch of testosterone, a bunch of niggas sliding their cars. They already hyped up. You know, they already talking shit. They already popping in shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get, it's a lot of good sliders out here. And that's what also got me into the scene. A female did not get me to slide into sliding. It's the dudes out here. That's I'm like, damn, like they really is cutting up. You know what I'm saying? And now, like sometimes I'm like, now they acting like a bunch of bitches. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so it do be hard being a female in a male dominated sport. You do have other female sliders. Sorry, go ahead.
You literally like walking into my next question. I was just about to ask you, what is it like being a woman in a male dominant sport? What are the pros and what are the cons?
I will say the pros is it sets you apart from everybody else, because I'm gonna be honest. If I go to the event or I'll pop outside, I don't care if the best slider in the world is outside. Guess where their eyes is about to be when I pull up? Me. Because one, I'm a female and I got a V6. So people already think like, oh, you know, that V6 ain't about to do nothing. It's just a little, you know, pew pew V6 ain't about to do nothing. And when I get out there and I pop my shit, and sometimes people don't know I'm a female in the car. They can't really see. But when I get out the car, for people that don't know who I am, they're like, oh shit, that's a fucking female. Like, she's flying better than these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Other females coming up to me, like sometimes I don't even know. Like, I'm just like, thank you. Like, I get a little shy because like, I'm like, dang, like they love this shit. Like, they love what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you feel good inside. It don't matter if you spent 200 on tires. Like, that shit is like real love. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it can be intimidating. I'll be like I was at Houston Pit, you know, all these dudes is going at it, and I'm like, dang, like that's how I'm trying to be. And sliding is a big mental. It's a big mental thing. But once you get out that mental block, you could really make your car do whatever you want it to do. But when I see them out there, it turned me up because I want to be just like them. It's females. I give a shout out to D1 Moore. She be out there on the drift track. She be swinging that CTSV. Like, she, hands down, mad respect. Like, I really look up to her because that's my goal, is to be on the track and literally drive like her. Like, she holds her own. Like, she don't care if she's with a bunch of niggas. She gonna get in that pit. She gonna let them know, hey, I'm a bitch, but I know what the fuck I'm doing with this wheel. And that's how I try to be and how I try to conduct myself. You know what I'm saying? Because just like y'all out there doing it, I can do it too. And I'm gonna show y'all that. It's, you know, you got some females in the car scene. There are a lot of female sliders. There, Lola Bunny, I love her. We got Yo-Yo with the V6. She be swinging that motherfucker. It's other females in the car scene. I have a lot of respect for her. There's a lot that I haven't met yet that I would love to meet. But yeah, it's a different world being a woman. You definitely got all eyes on you, and just steal the show. Let them know, like, I'm out here just like y'all are.
Facts,
and I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I'm on a different wave with these cars. From my SS, which I race, is down right now, but I have hit the track and stuff a couple times. To my V6, I don't just bring my cars out. I turn them into something. I wrap them. I'm building them. I'm doing all this stuff. So I'm not just as a female, like, I'm not gonna lie. I pulled up to a gas station one time. A nigga with a Hellcat swap. Oh, is that supposed to? I had my essence. Oh, is that supposed to be the Hellcat killer? I said, yes, it is. He said, well, I'm over here pushing. He said, I'm pushing. He said like 600 to 600 or da 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 da. I said, well, your shit's slow. So you can quit talking. If you want to put these cars on the streets, we can see what it do. He's like, nah, da. He got mad because I started revving my engine. No, I have a built car over here. This ain't no
built, not bought.
Built, not bought. And I'm sorry, but I don't care if somebody get butt hurt. But this ain't no striker swap engine. This is a built engine. That's what this is. So yeah, I talk my shit, because sometimes it do be niggas that need to be broken down a little bit, because they be thinking they, this and that.
Mm.
So, but yeah, it's I get a lot of love, but I'm not gonna lie, I got hate in the car scene as well. I've experienced both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a lot of love and a lot of hate, but haters make us greater. I got a question for you though. Give me your top 3 swingers, and you can't include yourself because it's solely
Top three,
it's
top
solely
three swingers.
top 3.
Okay. Well, it's one. He's not here no more. He did pass away, but and it's the reason I got that big 5 on my B6. I'm gonna give it number 1 to Ty. That's always gonna be my number 1 swinging person. He the only reason I even know how to do a figure 8. If he was here today, ain't nobody that I have seen can outswing that man. That man could do some crazy things with a car that I ain't never seen nobody on this earth do. So I'm gonna give that to him. I'm gonna have to say Mo Rack. I haven't been able to see him slide in person, but from the build of his car to the way he drives that car, I'm gonna have to give him a gold medal on that.
Hey, no bullshit. After seeing him dog the shit out of his car, break his car, dog it again, break it, fix it, dog it again, and fix it again, and one day, yeah, folks deserve every award that he's given.
Exactly. That's the GOAT. And he, like, you could tell, like, he humble, but he
Humble beast.
he's a respected person. Because don't get me wrong, there's good sliders, but I don't they're not all respected, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? But that dude right there, a lot of respect goes out to him. Like, I follow him, and I'm like, dang, like I've even asked him, questions about, certain things about my car and just different video footage, different stuff, and I respect that he's responded to me, and he's gave me a lot of pointers in certain things. So, like, a lot of respect, what I'm saying, to that. Cause sometimes you'll DM somebody and they act like, I get, like, you can't respond it, but some people just act like they Beyonce or somebody or Chris Brown, and they too good to, you know what I'm saying? He don't come off as that type of person, so that's why that's one of the sliders I will name for sure.
Okay, and your third?
My third one, this is tough. There's so many.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to give it to my boy Edwin. He's in a 5-star here. He in a truck. He got the 2 steps. I ain't seen mind you, it's an extended cab truck. I ain't seen really nobody slide a truck, not on a truck, an extended, the motherfucker's long as hell, an extended cab truck. Like, this man, like, slides that truck. Like, I mean, he's been cutting up lately. I know he's been to Texas House. Huh?
What color is it?
It's white.
I think I just seen him at Thop in December.
Yeah, yep, that was him. Yep, he was in there figurating with that the Chrysler 300. Yeah, we were just at Texas, but Houston parking lot pit too. Yeah, I gotta give him his props, man.
Nola was out there for sure. I remember talking to him, or somebody who rode with him or something. I remember. Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. I like that. I like that choice option. I'm gonna give you some homework to do. Go find out who E in the Hellcat is.
Who?
E in the Hellcat.
Oh, I know him. Well, I don't know him personally, but yes, I know the name. You only gave me 3. I really wanted to mention Poseidon too. I'm not sure if Poseidon is still active or not. But I know when we had a legal pit down in Indiana, and then I've been to Chicago a couple times. Poseidon is the only one that I've seen him do literally about 360s on a big old drift track, and this man drifted the whole entire outside by the wall of the track and did a 360 in a Charger at that. Like, I've never seen nobody do that. I gotta find a video of that, or I don't know if he ever showed you it or you've seen it. It's been a while.
Poe get busy.
Yeah. He is nothing to play with. Fisi from, I think he's in New York or somewhere in that area.
Philly. Everybody keeps saying folks from New York. Folks is from Philly. Yeah,
he gets down too. That's one that boy ain't nothing to play with. We got some hitters here in Louisiana that I really want to see a lot of us go to travel, because we got a serious lineup here. Louisiana is nothing to play with when it comes to the sliding shit. And motherfuckers have a bucket. They don't care if the motherfucker got 4 wheels and a steering wheel. Don't even gotta have no steering wheel power fluid. They don't care. They sliding. They sliding the fuck out of their cars. They do not care. They'll get in the pit with anybody. They don't care if you got a Hellcat. They in there with you, and they on your door. So it's I fell in love with Louisiana and the car scene. They different down here. I love Texas too. Them 2 states right now, I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those like crazy. Like I had never went to a legal pit, and now that I have, I'm addicted. I don't want to go. The streets is cool, but like, you mean to tell me we could stay here for 8 to 10 hours and just watch this shit for 8 to 10 hours and no police fucking with us? Yeah, give me that.
Exactly.
Give me that.
You got the DJ, you got food, you damn near got a club with cars,
with drift cars. Oh God, it's a drift club. Oh God.
I don't even like wearing heels. I do not go to the club. I don't want to go to the club. I want to go to the slide show. That's where I'm going.
That's big facts. Is there any place that you would like to visit that you haven't visited to see the takeover scene? The sideshow scene? I do want to go to Texas House of Power and the pit in Jacksonville, Florida. Okay.
And I'm not sure. It's either it's where I know a lot of people know Burroughs in, it's either South or North Carolina. It's one of them two places. It's a pit out there. I know I think they got one coming up in April. I plan on going out there for that. Yep. I plan it. So I definitely want to get out there.
She gonna be there with Mo Rex in February at Top, so I'll definitely be out there for that. February. Okay. Oh 10th.
Yeah, I won't make February. We got we got Mardi Gras coming up, and Texas is coming down here, so we will be turned up for that.
I understand. Yeah, I ain't never been to NOLA, but now I got a reason to come, so I will be the visit for sure.
Yes, sir. I would love to have you out here.
Come turn up with y'all the NOLA way.
Come to the boot.
What's that? What that mean?
That's what they call it. They call it the boot.
That's funny as hell. I never heard that before.
I remember when I first moved out here. I said, the what? He said, "Oh, you're not from here." I said, "No."
Well, I'm coming to the boot, y'all.
They be wearing boots too. They be wearing cowboy boots to the meets and stuff. That's what the good drivers wear. They wear the cowboy boots. I'm about to start. I'm gonna give you a pair of cowgirl boots. I bet you my driving gonna get 10 times better.
That's funny.
I started off in Crocs, and then I had bought some Paul. I call them Paul Walkers, but they're what are they called? The All Stars, the Chuck Taylors. I call them my Paul Walkers, but them is my lucky shoes. Them is my lucky shoes. But now I got to give you the cowgirl boots because I'm starting to see that as a trend.
Oh shit, it's up.
That might be just a southern thing because I don't think nobody in Chicago or Indiana is coming to the meeting. Cowboy boots.
Factuals, because cowboy boots is crazy. But I'm gonna be there
Standing on
for.
business.
I'm gonna be there
Bet.
for.
Bet. I'm gonna need the flowers too. You just make sure you stay back a little bit because I don't want to hit you.
You don't know my name in Chicago. I'm Freddie Fast Feet. If you look at my reels,
Bet.
I be getting close to these cars, throwing them flowers and shit.
Bet.
I be getting
You
close.
need that energy down here. I ain't seen that down. I ain't seen that yet. I gotta experience that in real life. I'm gonna really turn up.
You won't see that nowhere. Can't nobody be the hood floors but me.
I know that's right.
They could motherfucking duplicate it, motherfucking try to recreate it. It ain't gonna have the same flavor. It's just,
you right.
It's just one of them things. If there was any message you would want to lead a scene, what would it be?
I would say like just everybody just like take care of one another because we could be here today and gone tomorrow, and we have lost a lot of people in the car scene. There's some people that at the end of the night, everybody don't get to make it home. So I would like to see a lot more love and support in the scene because like I said, it's a legacy. Like I know when I die, this part of me is gonna live forever. Like I told my my mom don't want to hear it, but I told my family like, when I go, I want y'all to turn the streets up. I don't care if my mama gotta drive my car, somebody I trust gotta slide that motherfucker. That's what I was doing when I was here, like keep my spirits up. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I just want the car scene to stay alive. I don't want the police to keep messing with us. They already think bad of us and stuff. It's starting to change a little bit. But it might get better over time. We might see more illegal pits in every state. You never know. So just like I said, everybody stay safe out there, take care of each other, support one another, and that's basically what I'd like to leave out there. And I want to thank everybody like that truly like supports me. Like it like I don't have no sponsors, you know what I'm saying? I pay for a lot of stuff out of pocket, you know what I'm saying? But the love that I get from people, that's what really, if I'm gonna be honest, that's what pays for everything. I really do it out of the love that I get from my family, my friends, from people that I don't even know. Like I don't went to the airport and worked for, and a girl came up to me, "Oh my God, are you Crazy Biz?" And I said, "Who, me?" She said, "Yeah, you." I said, "Oh, yeah, that's me." She said, "Oh my God, I love you." And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Thank you." I really appreciate like stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like that warms my heart. Like, so like, I just want to see that love, like keep, going around and for everybody, even for the kids. Like I bought my little niece a little Power Wheel Camaro. She be trying to drive it in the house. Like she does not want to get out of that thing. Like the kids love it. Everybody, a lot of people look up to us, in the car scene. Just like we look up to, just like, dude like Ken Block, all this stuff, it's just, it really like is a special like thing, you know what I'm saying? So I want to see it, stay alive for a long time, even when we're not here no more. Just keep it alive and do it right. You know what I'm saying? Do it right.
I mean, shit, this motherfucking thing been going for 50 years. I don't see it dying no time soon.
Yeah.
Even with all the bullshit, like motherfuckers just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers just gonna make it, figure out new ways to keep the scene alive. Like the more they try to kill it, the harder motherfuckers fight to keep it alive. That's just the way it is.
Exactly. What's the thing? And I haven't. One thing I really do miss. I do miss giving back to the community, which I am going to actually start doing that. Like feeding the homeless. Different. When it's Christmas time, presents for the kids, stuff like that. That stuff is also important. So, I would like to. I would like to see more of that going around too. Just give back to the community. You know what I'm saying? That's why, again, why I like going to different stuff like carbs and coffees and stuff, because it really is it's a family within the car scene. It really is. It has a lot more to offer than just drifting your car. There's more to it than that, and that's why I'm so deep into it, and why I'm so in love with it, because it's so much more. It is. I'm very passionate about what I do. I definitely, I work a lot, especially right now, but I do take my cars and the car scene, very seriously. It is fun, but it's also, a getaway for me, and it's a healing thing for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of myself from me starting not even having my own car to buying a car and, then getting another one and doing what I need to do and whatnot. I have came a long way. So
we gonna give a round of applause to you, and only because this the phone interview, we gonna wrap it up. But I'm coming, and I'm coming with the flowers, and I'm coming with the motherfucking rose petals, and you better put on the motherfucking show, and then afterwards we gonna do the real live interview, like really get this bitch popping.
That I'm gonna be ready for you to let me know, because I'm gonna have a bunch of sets of tires for you. I'm gonna be ready.
Bet we gonna make it shake.
Bet.
Shit, you might see me in fucking in North Carolina, whatever Carolina they at. You might see me down there. If you gonna be there, I'll probably be there too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I 2024, I'm doing a lot of traveling, taking the road back show some of AOL. So
I know the Hoonigans. You follow him?
yeah.
He's doing like a tour. I know he's dating. You're probably gonna hit every pit there is to offer. So definitely I'm gonna try to hit. Like I said, I'm gonna try to hit all of those. I'm trying to get a trailer and truck. Start trailing my car. If I get that, I'm really everywhere. So
God. Cause that truck and trailer combo, that's like a ghetto superpower in this shit.
yeah, I need that, because my V6 has been good to me, but that thing's about at 200-some thousand miles on it. So
Hey, but she's still
she's been working her whole life.
She's still kicking and breathing though.
There used to be a rental car, so that's probably why I got so many miles on it.
Be like that sometimes. But yeah, shout your social media out so people could know where to follow you.
It's 2SS _ crazy. So CRAZY _ DES. So y'all can follow me. I really appreciate it. If you see me out, say something. I don't bite much, so just say hi. Hey girl, I love all the love. You know what I'm saying? Might even take you for a little spin, So I love y'all, and thank you for supporting me. And definitely means a lot to me.
For sure. Well, we gonna tap back in with you. It's the Rollback Show, and we rolling out.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. All right.